Okay. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are across the nation and around the world. This is Deja Brew, bringing you the truth one drip at a time. And today on Beyond the Veil, we are talking about a strange place called Gakona, Alaska. And I can't wait to hear what everyone has found on this because for me, this one was very different. Welcome, ladies. I'm glad to see you all here today on this beautiful Saturday evening. And Jen, if you don't mind me putting you in the driver's seat, I'm going to let you go first.
All righty. Okay, so I first started tapping in immediately after watching the Antarctica one, and I got immediately that it was like a mini Antarctica, as in like a meeting place for ETs. I saw a triangle shaped building that had like an icy river in front of it, kind of like a moat. And then I kind of just let things come to me throughout the week. So then I saw large beings like 13 feet tall. And then I saw a random pair of horns. I don't know what that meant, but whatever. And then I saw more water, but it was like a still lake, like dark colored water. And then I saw something that looked like elevators going inside the earth, like inside a mountain or a cave going down into the earth. And then I saw these three of these like egg shaped, I drew them. I don't know if you can really see, but these egg shaped things. And what I felt like they were for was transporting some kind of resource, a mineral or something. I feel like there's something
Oh my
underground
God.
that's important for other planets or star systems. Whatever it
Yeah,
is being transported out. And that's what I
that's fabulous. That's absolutely fabulous. Okay, Missy, you're up next.
Okay. So when I first started, I didn't get a whole lot. I got it was near the Alaskan Triangle, which is a lot like the Bermuda Triangle. So there's a lot of anomalies that go in there. Um, I seen I seen chambers, and every time I would try to go towards the chambers, I was being pushed back. It wouldn't let me go to the chambers, and there were things in the chambers that it wasn't like bodies or anything like that, but I couldn't make out what it was. So I kept trying to see, and I kept trying to see. Well, later I found out when I went back in, I seen um, electromagnetic fields, and I couldn't get into this place where I seen the chambers, which was actually a black pyramid, and it was either in the mountain or under the ground. I'm not sure, but it was it was by a mountain, and it was close to the Alaskan Triangle. And so I kept trying to go in, and I couldn't get anything. And I had this Indian chief come and talk to me and tell me that the pyramid came when the Anunnaki were there. Inky and Enlil was in charge of this pyramid. And inside the chambers are sarcophaguses that hold copper and gold as an antenna, because this pyramid is a power grid, a planetary power grid. Um, but I talked to the chiefs, and the chief was there after the Anunnaki were there. Like he knew it was he was in the era where they still talked about it, but now it's like nobody talks about it. And one of the first immediate things that I got was HARP. There, it is connected to the HARP facility. So the Black Pyramid is between a mountain area and this facility. Um, let's see what else. but it's used as an energy grid. It connects to the Giza pyramids. Um, let's see. It acts as an antenna. And where this is located, it used to be kind of like a mining country where they mined copper and gold. So that makes kind of like fit with what was in the sarcophaguses. Um, but it is a power hub. Um, and I also got alien base, like maybe like they're still there somewhere. So that's what I got. It was pretty trippy. But yeah, this chief talked to me. Like he explained to me why I couldn't get in. It's the military that's um, keeping us out. So it's guarded by the military. So I don't know. I'm anxious to see what you guys got.
I love it.
Me too.
All right, Angela, you're up next.
Oh wait, one more thing. I missed it. You can also use the pyramid to communicate with extraterrestrials.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. Thank you for adding that.
Okay, Missy, you saw something like that?
Kind of, sorta. It was just more like a traditional pyramid.
Hmm. Okay. It's interesting because this thing keeps showing up every time, every single time. And you mentioned a pyramid. Well, I draw what I saw, but you mentioned a pyramid, and now it makes more sense to me. Then anyway, I'm gonna go back. Land used to be bigger. Um, I saw like I wouldn't say it was like floated. They caused the land to kind of sink. Something happened major. I couldn't pinpoint how many years ago because it was a long time ago. So the land is now smaller, but I saw underneath the water a lot of treasures, a lot of valuable, highly valuable stuff that or if people find it now, it'll be like a lot of money. But I keep seeing more through the land, more is like minerals, like more stuff that costs a lot of money, a lot of money. Um, Ancient civilization, I got that. Um, One could be still going, but the other one is like some pieces from an ancient civilization that got floated. That's what I saw. Um, and then the land, it used these people coming and going, come and go, come and go. Lots of trade, like full of trade, like lots of people trading stuff for money, money, money. Which I don't understand what the heck they were trading, but anyway. I also saw the people went there to trade stuff, but they ended getting lost. A lot of disoriented people, but disoriented like because of the location that they went to. Maybe because the electromagnetic field, because sometimes that disoriented people. Um, and then I saw this man keep popping out, but he was, I guess, a figure from who knows how many centuries. He had this hat, tall hat, and I'm assuming that he was somebody like with a position or with a lot of money or something. But he keeps showing up like, here I am, like This is me. I can do whatever I want with people, especially men. And I also saw until this day there is people that they live there or they move there and eventually nothing worked for them and they have to they feel like I'm not getting anywhere here, like I don't want to be here anymore, I'm leaving this land, I can't do it anymore, and they just go because they don't feel good there. A lot of residual energy through the land. But I also saw, I don't know how to explain this. People, some people feel like a foggy mind in there. Foggy mind. Um, I have something else here. Yeah. So it was like a lot, and then this thing looks like made out of brick. That's what I draw. And that also with the men, those two things keep showing up. That was the most remarkable thing. In the underneath water, water. It's a lot going on underneath water, probably more than what I felt and saw, because at some points and days it was really I would say not easy to get into it. It's like you wanna keep going deeper, but there is something there that you cannot go deeper. Like you want to keep going and you look around and you go, but there was something there. So, but the feelings from underneath the water, things, the treasures that they haven't been discovered from an ancient civilization that was one time there, they I'm assuming they die. Some other civilization, I didn't see which one it was, but there was someone or some other civilization there, plus all the treasures on the land, a lot of money to be traded. Oh, another thing I saw, there is some places around that land that carry these uh, places where men, for some reason, was only men. I don't see any women. They go there. Men's go there, and men's don't feel themselves while they're there. And it's like it's pretty common. Yeah, I saw there. I don't know which places are they, but there are multiple places around the land. That's what I saw. And yeah, that's what I found out.
All right. Interesting. Now, here's the fun part where I tell you mine and then we fill it all in.
Oh boy.
So I too saw triangles, like a black triangle under the mountain, inside of the mountain is where I saw the
Mhm.
black triangle. But also I saw flying triangles, triangular craft flying in and out of the mountain. And it's a very highly charged area. And I looked it up on
Mhm.
my grid work that I teach, and it is actually one of those locations, and I never realized that that's a main energy point on Earth. See,
Oh.
I'm given the target. I don't choose the target. For anybody that doesn't know, it comes to me. It's given to me. The next place we need to go look at. And I didn't even know Gakona, Alaska existed. I didn't know it was a real place. But it is in the list. So I teach it, but I didn't realize that was one of the exact locations where it's a big energy signature on the earth. So there's natural energy there, but there's
Mhm.
also created energy there where something else is being used that harnesses the natural energies. So I actually felt two gates, if you will. When I first went there, it was hard to get in, like a barrier or a shield. And I'm like, oh, this feels familiar. This feels like one of those places I would go to as a grid worker to help strengthen and energize the area or protect it or whatever. We do things. If you want to know, take the class. I'm not telling it, but Um, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this again. And I tried it again, and it was like I was inside of this column of energy that was just like warm, right? Like almost penetratable, but not quite. So I think what I was doing was I was actually trying to pop into the main vortex of the spot. So then I went in from the side. I slid around it to come in. Once I did that, then I saw a second gate, one that's like, quote unquote man made, right? The other gate that's there, they actually call a moon pool because it's flat on the ground and looks like a body of water.
What?
But it's not water, it's plasma, right? Instead of walking through the gate, you
Yeah.
go through the gate this way. So interesting for what you all have seen. Very interesting. And this is guarded. This natural gate is guarded by what I would call a gatekeeper. Very tall, strong man. Very matter of fact, pushy type energy. Who was basically like, why are you here? you
Wow.
know? and I'm like, hey, just here to look around, you know? but I feel like there was like this whole analyzing me, checking my energy, seeing really why I'm there, kind of a thing that went on before I was allowed to pass. Now, what I saw when I was able to pass were very tall beings, 13, 14, 15-foot tall beings. Some looked very much human, others not so much. Lots and lots of military presence. US military, other military, lots of presence of military all over the place. And they were moving things like cargo or transporting, if you will, metamaterial, minerals,
Oh, okay.
right? Natural minerals, coppers, gold,
Mm,
right? Things that we would find very precious here on Earth.
mm.
They were moving these things through these gates, through these moon pools, transporting them somewhere else in what I would call a pod, for lack of a better word. It reminded me a lot of like a cart that would be in a coal mine with the way that the belly of it was
Mm,
rounded.
mhm, mhm.
But instead of an empty top, it also had the rounded belly on the top as well to where it could close. And they were moved on wheels to the moon pool and then just dumped into the moon pool and just whoop, they're gone. They just go. And there was lots of other things that were being transported. I couldn't see all of it. Some of it was like building materials, some of it was weaponry, some of it was supplies. I don't know where in the world it was going. I just know it was going. It was being put in the moon pool. And lots of military were doing this. so then I was shown by the tall guy that was kind of like the guard who followed me around. I was shown by him that this is used for transportation of these things mainly, and that the other gate, the natural gate, the one I slipped in on, is the one that they use for off world stuff. Now, interestingly, I was also shown later on, not necessarily focusing on this, but still kind of thinking about all the things I had seen. I was shown that there is a lot of off world stuff going on that we don't realize behind the scenes, where they are moving materials and they are almost supplying arcs, if you will, for a just in case scenario for moving people off world. Now, I'm not sure what that's all about, but I was shown that. I was shown there's a lot of that activity that goes on. Um, and I didn't feel like I was allowed to necessarily ask questions or pry into that further. I felt very privileged that I was being shown that much. So it's mainly a trade route. the moon pull one, right? And the other one is for going off world, for people to come and go. And that there are actually a lot of people that were coming through this particular Stargate unannounced. And that's the reason for the guard now. So that they can basically like traffic control, right? Air traffic control towers, that kind of a scenario. Like it's somebody to say who can come and go through that gate, right? Because there were some people coming that weren't invited and had not been given permission. That's why there's such a heavy presence there of military now to ensure that that doesn't continue. So for me, being the political conspiracy theory type person I am, I'm like, oh, okay, white hats have control of this place.
Yes.
That's the way I took it, right? The white hats are now in control. But control was a big word for me, and trespassers, right? That it was previously hijacked, even, and they had to fight for control to take over the control of it again. Which, again, back to what I teach in my classes, this makes sense to me because this is part of the material that I'm trying to share with people that are interested enough in becoming a grid worker. Is that some of our portals on Earth are very important energy places on the earth were hijacked, and we've had to come and take them back. So I know of this firsthand. Officially, 2012 is when we regained control of the majority of them, but there's still some nefarious interactions there. We have protection from other beings that are interested in our well-being. And this was a good confirmation for me because I've never really been so sure about where they stand as far as working with our government and the military. Like whose side is the government and the military really working with? And so for me, this was a very positive confirmation that the good guys, right, the good beings, are working with our government and our military. So I really felt good about learning that. And just to be clear, that's not just the Pleiadians or what we would call the Nordics, but other beings as well. So that was really, really good for me to know personally. He told me that it was an important area for many reasons and for many different beings, not just humans, and that it's not just important because it's a trade route. That it really is a very important focal point of an energy signature for Earth that needs to be stabilized and balanced. And that this is where our ancestors still step through when they come to visit. And I thought that was an interesting wording, especially after watching that redacted interview. I was like, oh, very interesting. So yes, we have protection from the good beings. And we also have protection from anybody being able to just waltz through the gate unannounced any further. Disorientation. I think Angela was the one that mentioned this.
Lots of disorientation.
The energy there is so wonky strong that I could feel the energy of the military presence that was there, and they are almost in a daze, kind of like when you've worked 18 hours straight with no sleep. They just felt very wonky, very out of it, kind of disoriented. And I was shown by the tall man that was next to me that it's because of the energy. Because our energy, not all of us here on Earth can handle that level of vibration for very long at a time. And so they have to actually switch out the military workers that work there every so many hours so that they can step out of that space to kind of recalibrate into their own energetic signature, because it's a little too much for them.
Well, that's probably why I saw men, disoriented men, because men have to be the ones that work there.
Yeah, and all I saw was men too. I didn't see any females there at
No.
all. Not even in the alien beings. No females. This
Wow.
this was like brute grunt work kind of presence.
Yeah.
You know, like the guys with the muscles. We need these guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also on the trade, I didn't see women trading anything either. Like
I
none.
didn't either. No women.
No,
Yeah,
no
none.
women.
I didn't see a
Wow.
single female there except for me, which is probably why I got
Yeah.
noticed so well there. Like, why are you here? Right? Oh, sorry. I didn't know I needed to come in cloak and dagger.
It was
um,
because I also saw a man with hair, but I don't know if it's some of the races that you saw, they have hair. I don't know.
the Nordic and the like Pleiadian type beings that
Like
were
hair
there had hair.
here, I don't know. I just saw the front of it, not the face, not the features of the
Yeah,
face.
all of them
Yeah.
had different hairstyles of the ones that were like the Pleiadian or Nordic. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look that up later.
yeah.
Pictures to see which one it resonates with what I draw here.
Yeah, actually, remind me, and I'll send you this really great PDF I have that's got a lot of alien races on it.
I want to see that.
Actually, if somebody reminds me, I'll put it in the description box
Mm-hmm.
below so that everybody can see that.
I want to see that.
It's really
Thank you.
great. Mike and I covered it one time briefly, I think around Halloween, but we didn't really get through it very far. Okay, so because I teach a class, I felt the need to add to this that when we do biolocate to see who's there, that we also need to remember to put our shield around us and then also to like access the situation, right? Before you go into it. Don't just step into this willy nilly. Because, like, this particular space that we decided to go and look at happens to be very heavily guarded by the military. And we might have been walking into something we shouldn't have, honestly. So it's always a good idea to kind of get your shield around you, right? Access the situation, any kind of danger level that might be there as you do your biolocation. And when you leave, always when you leave these portals or vortices or whatever that you create or that you walk into naturally, as you leave, seal it back up, just like closing the door behind you when you leave your house, right? Make sure you see it shut down so that you're not leaving the door wide open for somebody else to be able to walk in because your energy signature had a key to open it. You see what I mean? Does that make sense?
Okay.
So make sure that you do that. And then also, of course, you are leaving your energy signature or your fingerprint there when you do that, when you open the door or shut the door. But the more energy fingerprints or seals we put there, the more layers of the onion we also add to each gate or vortice or portal so that it's protected by layers of good energy, right? So the more layers, the better. Now, tech support looked a few things up from things that I had found and things that Missy had found, and I want to share some crazy stuff. Okay, so everybody, let me know if you can see that on your screen.
There you go.
It's there?
Yep.
Okay, so Gakona, Alaska is home to the native village of Gakona, which is a federally recognized tribe of people that I cannot pronounce who have lived in the Copper River Basin for thousands of years.
Wow.
So this is a natural copper deposit area. That's very interesting
Very.
from what we've been finding. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. Okay, and then also interestingly is the fact that HARP is there in
Oh my
Gakona,
God.
My God.
Alaska.
What?
Har-
I knew it.
har-
Good job,
HARP is
Missy.
there.
It was one
Yeah,
of the first things I picked up on.
Damn, you're
I
good.
mean, that's nuts. That is nuts.
What
Now,
they research in there for?
huh?
What they research in the institute?
At HARP.
Mm-hmm.
So HARP is mainly where weather modification stuff happens. But it's also a radio signal for picking up ET communication,
Wow.
um, which Missy also
Okay.
picked up on. Yeah. And why not put HARP right there on a natural vortex of
Mm-hmm.
Earth energy?
Mm.
That's where
You're
I'd
just
put it.
amplifying
Yeah,
it.
it makes
Yeah.
sense.
No
Completely
brainer.
sense.
Right. Now, uh, just like a day or two ago, Missy comes home from work and she's like, "Did you hear about Representative so and so?" And he was asking, "What the heck's going on with Mount Hayes, Alaska, and all of the UFOs going in and out of there?" And I'm like, "Where the heck is Mount Hayes?" So Bella looked it up. And Mount Hayes is only about 50 miles away from Gakona, Alaska.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
Wow.
considered a very
Ah!
prominent it's a very prominent peak in central Alaska's mountain ranges. Yeah, very strange. And here we've got this representative, whoever he was. Sorry, I don't remember your name, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
And he's asking on public news TV, he's asking the question, what the heck is going on in Mount Hayes? And I'm like, well, hey, of course we have UFOs coming out of the mountain that's only 50 miles away from Gakona because we already know that they can energize the molecules of the mountain and come right out of
Mhm.
that sucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crapola, dude. I can't even believe just like I say this every week. Every week, you guys blow my mind. Every week. And it just keeps getting blown. And I
God.
love it. I love it. All right.
Wow.
So now I want y'all's thoughts on all this. I want your
Huh.
thoughts on how you feel now that you know how all of this fits together.
Well, I'm going to say I'm no longer nervous to do these shows and to share the crazy things that I get, first of
Right?
all. And the still water, dark colored water, that was the thing. The
That's your
thing.
moon pool. That's your moon pool.
Freaking moon ball.
Ah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I knew when you said it, I was just like,
I can't wait for next week now. Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
it goes. You know that now that you said about the the mountain, Kelly, that you just
yeah.
put on the screen, because when I was looking at everything, I also saw some sort of forest.
A forest.
Yeah, but I didn't get more details into the forest. The only thing that got my attention was I feel something related to Bigfoot.
Well,
Stop,
Bigfoot's
no.
actually an alien.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
there's two
yeah.
things. Like Bigfoot is an alien. They're always
Yes,
connected
yes,
to UFOs, and
yes.
Bigfoot is a type of human.
And it's also a healer. I don't know if you saw it. There is
Yeah,
a
they're very spiritual.
documentary that this man dedicated his life to study them, and he has pictures and videos of them, which was like, what? But I
Yeah,
love their faces. Like it
yeah.
doesn't seem to be anything if be afraid of.
No,
But oh my God, their faces, especially the females are like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but that is amazing to see.
I don't think I have seen what you're talking
I'm
about,
gonna see if
but
I can find it because he
yeah,
does
share that
dedicate
with
his
me
life
Mm-hmm.
to that.
because I actually have an official Bigfoot research group because I've seen
Oh,
Bigfoot face to face. Like I've been
no
that
way.
close to a Bigfoot. And I was
How does it
almost
feel?
17 years old and I was like, I was not scared. I felt peace and love from it, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
that close to it. It clearly was strong enough and big enough it could have hurt me.
Yes.
But it looked at me with such kindness. It was
Mm-hmm.
a he. He looked at me
Oh,
with
it's a
such
good.
kindness and
Yeah.
such compassion. And I'm just like studying every ounce of his face because I'm like, you don't look nothing like an ape. In my mind, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I've
Mm-hmm.
always heard them in the woods growing up in Arkansas, but I never
Oh,
saw one until now.
wow.
And this was in Indiana that I saw it. And I'm like, you look like a human. He straight up looked like a human to me.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing about this very strong, large young man standing in front of me that said creature, monster, ape, any of that. Nothing, nothing. Just human, a wild human
Mm-hmm.
is how I would call them. Except
Very
they're not,
kind
except they're not
eyes.
wild because they're
Yeah.
very spiritual. Because actually, the house I lived in a few years ago, I lived there for about 4.5 years, and I would take them foods. There was a forest behind my house, and I would take them their foods and put it in a lockbox container that they would have to open, and I would take them books like Carl Jung and with a marker, and me
Oh
and the
my
me and the
God.
kids would paint rocks with pictures on them and gift them with the rocks and things. I mean, it was great. It was a great interaction. And they actually showed me that they existed because of me and the kids being out in the yard doing meditation and
Mm-hmm.
nature
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
They came in closer to watch us because of who we are. It wasn't like I was out there looking for them. They found me. And I thought that was really, really cool. And then I was told by a kind of high up Bigfoot researcher that they are very drawn to people that are spiritual because it's a very beautiful, refreshing thing for them to witness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh
Yes.
my god, that's amazing." But they are always seen with orbs and the UFOs and all of that stuff. And for there to be forests there on the mountains, of course they're going to live there. Of course.
So
The
I
perfect place
sense
for them to
that.
come and
Yeah.
go. Yeah, perfect place. I mean, the
Interesting.
Appalachian Mountains are full of them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely full of this Sasquatch human being, which is cool. So
But
cool.
what you
But yeah,
just said about them, all the stuff that you just said about them, this guy talks exactly about that because he also studies some other stories about people that goes there not with the good intention and they're not nice to them. But if
right.
they know you are and you have a kind heart and you meditate, you do your thing, you take care of the planet, they even healed this guy from a broken leg. That the
Oh,
doctors, when he went back there, they couldn't understand it. They questioned him. Who put your bone together so exact like this? Because we couldn't done it like that. I had to find that and send it to you because that was amazing.
yeah, I would love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. I'm very passionate about Sasquatch people. I'm that person that even before I wanted to believe that they had anything to do with UFOs, I'm like, they're a type of human and we need to fight for
Yes,
them.
yes, they are.
So yeah, very cool. And that's probably why you were being shown the forest was because of their presence
Hmm.
as well.
I
Missy,
love
what's your
that.
what's your thoughts on all this? Are you mind blown?
I am. And again, here we are. We all had pieces that fit together, like always.
Yep.
And they're the picture's getting bigger and bigger. Like, when we first started, we would just get little snippets and, we had to put it together. Now it just, when we get them, we say it and it just
Mm.
all comes together on its own. We don't have to think about it. It's like, oh, yeah, I seen that. Oh, yeah, I seen that. I got that too. And I think it's great. Like, I feel like I'm getting stronger as well because I mean, like in the witch trial when I talked to the little girl, but it was different. With this one, the chief was like, he just kind of like, I didn't see him in the beginning, and then when I kept trying to get in, I couldn't get in to see what was in the chambers, and so he just came to me and he's like, this is that Anunnaki, and those sarcophaguses carry gold and copper, and he just kind of explained to me what I couldn't get into. So I thought that was pretty good. Like I like that. So maybe they'll talk to me more. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think you did really, really great with your reach, if that's the right way to say that, because your depth this time, Missy, was a lot broader.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask, did you get to see what Anunnaki look like?
They were really tall. Like
Human? Were they human looking?
from what I could make out, because they were like kind of like they were like not close to me. Like I was seeing them from a distance. When the chief started talking about them, and he was telling me who they were, I'm like, oh yeah, like because I've seen pictures and stuff. But they were tall, and they were human. I mean, they looked human to me, but they had like this. They had different stuff like headwear and and then like their uniform. Like I don't call it a uniform, but like their clothing. It was different than I've never seen it as far as like in person or anything. I like it looked like kind of like the pictures, but yet it was a little different of what they show on when you go research them and stuff like that. But they had like it was almost like I want to say metallic, but it wasn't like maybe I don't know, like copper, tin, gold, something. I don't know. It was shiny to some extent, like their headwear, and then like they had like a chest, some type of chest plate like design thing over top. It was just really weird. But I did see them. I've seen just a couple of them, but like I said, they were from a distance. Like they wasn't up close. Like I couldn't communicate with them or anything. But I did see them when he was telling me about them. They like came to my mind by the pyramid and crazy. Like it's sound it's trippy. It's so trippy.
Okay, I actually have a question about that because I was shown these tall people that to me I would have described like Mayan royalty or something.
Yeah, they were a little darker, like in skin color. They wasn't Caucasian. Okay, they had a tint to their skin, but I don't know what nationality they are, like Sumerian. I don't know. Just from what you read online and stuff. But they had a tint to their skin. They weren't dark, but they weren't white either.
Yeah, that's the way I would describe these people I saw. They just looked like they had the best tan.
Yeah, and they were pretty. Like they were pretty people,
Yeah, they were beautiful
and
specimens
they were
to
men.
behold.
It
Look,
wasn't
I
women.
mean, you know, on just a female human level, it's like, damn. But
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I agree because they were like perfect.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
they wasn't heavy, they wasn't skinny, they were just like perfect.
yeah. The way you would describe a Pleiadian as far as stature goes,
Yes,
like the perfect build.
yes.
Yeah, but very
Stoic.
serious. Yeah, stoic. Yeah,
Yeah,
very like you wouldn't gonna go crack no joke at them.
yeah.
No, no, that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, that's okay. So I was probably seeing. I just didn't think to call him Anunnaki, right? And my dude wasn't telling me,
I
and
wouldn't have known
he
they were
wasn't labeling anybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known they were Anunnaki if he hadn't told me because they
Yeah,
were. They was I wasn't like where I could like see them real clear. I mean, I could make out their features. I could tell that they were nice, and you can tell that from a distance. But to actually like I know who that is, I can't see anyways. So it was just like he's the one who told me, the chief. I don't even remember what he told me his name, but I can't even remember what his name was. But he told me that that's who that was, that they were responsible for the pyramid, and that and it was like 30. When I talked to him, he said it was like 30,000 years or something like that.
Hold up. Was it Enlil?
And he called them Inky and Enlil is what he called them.
Shut up. Are you serious?
I knew they. Yes, that they were responsible. And there was another one. He said, but I didn't see him. Um, it started. I think it started with an A.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. He told me. He told me. But the two that stuck out, because I kind of know who those two are, like just from studying them and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have, because I was like asking, when he's telling me who they were, I'm like, who's responsible for, where they come from. But this was like 30,000 years before and it was passed down from generation to generation. The knowledge. He was the keeper of the knowledge is who the chief was. The keeper of the knowledge.
That's the custodians, right? The ones that are always talking to me that
You have a
well,
chief,
How they
oh
an
look?
Indian
yeah.
chief.
Yes, he looks like a Native American Indian chief,
Okay, he said he was the keeper of
What?
knowledge.
and he has a clan, and they call themselves the custodians. And
Um,
sometimes they come to me looking more Native Americanish, and other times they look like beings of light.
Well, he looks Native American to me.
okay, I have a question regarding that. Um, how they dress up when you see
The
them?
chief,
How they look?
the
How
the
the
chief,
yeah.
the chief. He had the headgear. He had the Native American attire on. He had the
Full on
big
headdress
the
with the
headdress.
feathers.
Okay,
Yes,
long hair,
it was it
long
was
hair.
long, but it was like pulled back like in a braid type thing.
Uh-huh.
And he had gray hair. His hair was gray.
Okay.
It wasn't
I
black.
thought I'm a chief.
So Kelly, when you see them, how you see them? Do they have long hair with their headpiece? Do they wear just
My chief
clothing?
always wears his hair in a braid, but it's long.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the others have longer hair that is just damp, like mine. It's just damp.
Uh-huh.
The other,
Well,
right? But they're all the custodians of the knowledge,
do they
gatekeepers
show
of the
up
knowledge.
in forest by any chance?
They'll show up anywhere. They'll show up in the middle of a daggone cornfield. I have straight seen them in the middle of a cornfield, and I'm like,
Wow.
what?
I saw one of them last night, I think.
Now you're seeing my people too?
Well, it was weird. I want to tell you.
Oh my God. Listen, they're the ones that told me to build the website because they'll come. Y'all. They're the ones that told me to use the beacon, the lighthouse as my things. They're the ones that gave me the logo. Actually, they gave it to me and Missy both because she was in my channel. Every slogan I use on my website came from the custodians.
Oh my God.
Well, I last night I was having some dreams before that, but and then the last dream from the dream, I feel like I was just appear in these forests and these men. He's not white. He has long hair. He has the feathers. He has the outfit, not top, okay? Just the outfit was from his waist down. He was sitting underneath a tree and he looked straight at me, like pretty much straight, like when you have a conversation. And he said to me, pointing, humanity needs to pause to heal. And that was it. And he was gone.
Wow.
And that was it. I actually make a video because I give it a lot of thought. Like, when you think about it, it's a lot that we need to pause to heal
Yes.
because we always have things on our mind and we always doing things and we always thinking and
Yes. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just pointing.
yes,
That's your
that's
guilty
Pointing
what
conscience.
fingers. I'm pointing
he
fingers.
pointed at me.
I
He
am just
pointed.
pointing because
He
she
pointed
hit it
at
right
me.
on the head. I literally just had this conversation earlier today that we have got to be able to pause and take control of our thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because those negative thoughts, they happen to everybody
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they can bombard you and control your life and your whole world and wreck your shit if
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
don't get a hold of them. You have to be able to pause and block it or it gets created.
In order to heal. Yeah. And
See how synchronicity works?
yes.
Yeah, girl.
And in the forest behind was a mountain, but I
We're going to
couldn't.
come to the mountain, girl. We got to come to the mountain. This is a come to the mountain moment for
Yes,
humanity.
the mountain. I don't know. He was facing. Let's say he was facing the mountain, kind of thing. I do
Yes.
see it like from here, and I'll describe it to you. Looking like the mountain was looking like something like Mount Shasta,
Uh-huh.
like that. But yeah, I will never forget that dream because that wasn't a freaking dream. That was you pointed at me like that.
Pointing at
There,
you.
you know. Yeah.
And several of you thought I was pointing at you.
Yes. You. Go say
You.
it. I don't care.
No, brilliant. Brilliant. And
Yeah.
I love how synchronicity works.
Oh yeah.
That's
I love it.
incredible.
That is incredible. And yes, we do actually all of these shows that we're doing are to help people to see that there's more to us. There's more to the
Yeah.
world than we realize, than we see in our daily life and notice. And to be able to trust that and raise your vibration because this is humanity's moment to go to the mountain,
To go
to
to the
raise higher,
mountain. Yeah.
higher, vibrate from love, not fear,
Yep.
vibrate from trust, not worry, regardless of what comes at you, or happens around you. Stand in that faith and trust. Trust the process. Trust yourself because so many times we will doubt ourselves or something will come out of nowhere unexpectedly and it'll hit us and we get rattled and we forget how strong and powerful we are.
Yeah.
We forget what we've been through already that was way worse than whatever this is. Way worse. We forget who we are. We literally are a species with humanity, with amnesia. And it's a repetitive amnesia because just when we think we've got something figured out and we're sturdy in our stance, one little thing can come along and topple us over and we forget who we are. We got to shut up that it's this side, left side brain.
Yeah.
You got to shut up the left side brain.
That's right.
Trust in the right, trust in your heart, trust in God. Go to the mountain. Go to the
Go to the
mountain and
mountain.
pray,
Mountain.
meditate. Yeah, sing it, girl. You want to sing that song? Sing it.
We
I
should
know.
make
I
a
hear
song
somebody
talking about
singing
the
it in my head.
mountains.
I can hear somebody singing it. Go to the mountain
Go to the mountain.
because
Yeah.
we need to be vibrating from there, from up there, not down here.
I think
No
we're
more.
getting there though. I
Oh, I
really
do too.
do. More
I
and
do
more
too.
people are being activated. More and more people are meeting other people that are activating
Mm-hmm.
them, and
Yep.
things are changing drastically.
Yep. We're all like
Yep.
little magnets, right? If you can see
Mhm.
us as lighthouse magnets, and
Yep.
one magnet attracts another magnet, and then it attracts another magnet, attracts another magnet, and before you know it, we're like this huge, brilliant magnet
Yep.
It's
that
true.
shines its light on the world. And we're
Yep.
creating with every
Everything.
thought and every action, we are creating, whether you realize it or not. I literally just said this earlier today, too. As fast as you can think it and feel it, it's already in motion to be created. So
Yep.
mind your thoughts.
Yep.
Mind your thoughts. Don't let them mind you. Because thoughts are powerful. We are creator beings.
Yep.
We create every
Very.
dumb thing that happens to us, and we're like, why did that just happen? And really, it was self sabotage, and we didn't even realize it.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
So you got to breathe. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yes. Now that song is stuck in my head.
I love it when music plays into it too.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right. Anybody want to say anything else before we close out today's show?
That was just awesome.
That was amazing.
That's about all I got to say is that was freaking awesome and I can't wait to do it again next week.
I agree. It was
I'm
very
getting
awesome.
used to it. Getting very
Yeah.
used to it. The beginning was a little bit,
Well, it's a little nerve wracking at first. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Once you get your feet
know.
wet, then you can really swim, right?
I just stopped being nervous after after I watched the Antarctica episode. Now I'm not nervous anymore. Now I just
Good.
roll with it. Yeah.
But I guess
Very good.
everything that we start, when we start the beginning, you are a little bit nervous.
Sure. Sure.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
normal. And it's
It
not
is.
bad being nervous.
That just
Yeah.
means you
But we
care.
could use-
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Next week's target, we're going deep.
Mm.
The Bermuda Triangle.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so excited.
I love your reactions.
I-
That's rather what I did when I was told. I was like, "Oh, okay."
There's a lot
The
in
Bermuda
there.
Triangle. There's a lot there to find, I'm sure.
Yes.
So, thank you everyone for watching. Thank all of you for being here. Tune in next week for the Bermuda Triangle.